Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. And we are underway here in Las Vegas. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Raiders hit 12-1 now to start play. And they've gone a full couple of months now since their last loss. Winners of 8 in a row.
And we always talk about how a team has to play complementary football in order to really be a good squad. But I think in this league, if your offense isn't playing really well as this one is, you're not going to run off this kind of a streak.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. You look at this Jaguar defense. They come into this one in the bottom half of the NFL against the run, number 19 overall.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Sliding out of the pocket. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. And the Jags are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big...
Mostert hit, and he drops the ball. And the Raiders taking it right down Broadway. He's to the 15. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And not a great decision to bring it out there as he's tackled just beyond the 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. Two division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. In his own end zone, it's Rodgers. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. To throw, it's Rodgers. That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. They're going to line up to go for this on fourth down. Rodgers stays on the field. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. This is intercepted. Picked up by Marquise Bell. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up third and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. Now receiver in motion left. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. A field goal would make it a two-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they go for it on 4th and goal, hoping to get 6, and it's 6 the other way.
If hindsight is 20/20, they would have gone ahead and kicked the field goal, but by being aggressive, it actually cost them. Give up 6 points going the other way.
Point after, right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Now for the point after. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter from Vegas, the homestanding Raiders with a football here. As they've got it as we resume action. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Throwing is Rodgers. Looking downfield for Kelsey. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Trayvon Walker drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Pass complete right side to Bowers. Touchdown Raiders. Brock Bowers, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Raiders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Rodgers will try again on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. 3rd and 4. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 33. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Rodgers now on first down. He's got Thomas yet again complete. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
They got to get to the 23 here on third. Rodgers again now. He completes it to Hunter. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be fourth down. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
Forced out to his left. Open man down the field. It's Bowers. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll set up to throw. He's got a man that's caught left sideline. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He'll let it fly for Austin. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. And some room to roam now. But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
From the gun on third down, Rodgers. That is caught. He's going to have the first down and then some. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Brian Thomas.
66 yards.
And the Jaguars are able to cut into that deficit.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead. It's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Here's 2nd and 8. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And that's good for a gain of 6. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there.
Touchdown!
Brock Bowers
with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game.
And the Raiders are able to widen their advantage.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey.
Down the right sideline.
And down to the 27-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Thomas brings it in. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Brian Thomas
with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
Rodgers will throw for it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive.
And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
Time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
They go play action here on 1st down, escaping the pressure right. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. 1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here complete to Kelsey.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the fourth. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
And the Jaguars are right back in this football game. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Eric Stokes.
And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
And the Jags are right back in this football game.
Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either, throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Eluding the pressure right. Looking long for Thomas. And got his man complete.
Now he's loose again.
Touchdown.
Brian Thomas.
96 yards.
And the Jaguars have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, who picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
They find some open field here. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 66 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. From the 33, here's second down and 5. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll look to throw. That is incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
I don't care what he's listed in the program. Fullback, running back, tailback, it doesn't matter. He ran that play like a fullback. Just like the old days when we saw the fullback dive. How about him picking that one up?
Only needed a yard on 4th down. That's what he's there for, right?
Exactly. Line him up, short yardage situation, and say, here it is, big man. Go get it.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
That's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and it made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort, but instead he sets his guys up in excellent shape for a 1st and goal.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Raiders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Point after try forthcoming. And the lead is now 13. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. He finds his man, complete. That's Hunter. And they work this well upfield across the 45. All 3 timeouts still remain. Keep that in mind. They prefer to use them on the defensive end. But here's 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First down, Rodgers. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion.
It's a run with Mostert.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball.
Now a hit and a loose football.
Oh, and some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secure.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Being chased out left. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Well, here's a classic second guess. I thought he had a better chance of a positive play if he just ran it himself. The coverage downfield was really good. That one falls incomplete.
They'll set up a throw. And he comes back with one complete.